My dear students, good afternoon. Today onwards we start 12th portion. For this, we should do some certain things. The first one, watch the video regularly. Don't skip any videos. The second one, while watching the video, take your notes. Then the third one, after watching the video, you read our state board and NCERT books. And the fourth one, you have MBIBE app and resonance book. So practice the questions daily. Then and there you finish your syllabus. Now we are taking in chemistry part organic chemistry. And in organic chemistry, they are taking ethers in 11th chapter, 2nd volume, 12th. Okay. And what are ethers? Ethers are class of organic compound which contains oxygen. Either side of a oxygen, it has alkyl groups or maybe aryl groups. So the R may be alkyl or aryl groups. If it is a alkyl, then it is aliphatic ether. It is aliphatic ethers. If it is a aryl, then it is aromatic ethers. Aromatic ethers. Now, we may classify the ethers into two types depending upon the R groups. The first one, R is equal to R dash. R is equal to R dash, then it is considered as simple ether. So what is it? It is simple ethers. Okay. Now R is not equal to R dash, then it is considered as mixed ethers. So depending upon R group, we may call as simple ethers and mixed ethers. Now we may take the structures of ethers. So we are taking the structure, and here that is O and R group and R dash group. So here R, O and R dash. The oxygen in ether is sp3 hybridization. So if it is a sp3 hybridization, then it is the shape regular tetrahedron. So we may take that here, that is a and it is a regular tetrahedron. It is a regular tetrahedron. The bond angle is 109 degree and 28 minutes. Now we may take that the bond angle of R, O, R dash, this bond angle. The bond angle is not 109 degree 28 minutes. It has extended 111.7 degree. Why? Okay. Now if we are taking a oxygen has two lone pair. Now we are taking a oxygen atomic number 8, and here it is the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2px2 and 2py1 and 2pz1. Now this is involving bond making, so that we are called as bond pair. Now these electrons are not involving bonds. They are called as, that is, lone pair. Lone pair. So the bond pair is nothing but which the electron is involving by making a bond, and a lone pair, it is present in the outermost orbital which is not involving making a bond. So these two are lone pair. So here there is two lone pair. Okay. Now, due to this lone pair interaction, the bond is decreases we expected. But what will happen here? There is a alkyl group. There is a steric hindrance. Steric hindrance. What do you mean by steric hindrance? It is nothing but the bulkier group interaction. Bulkier group interaction, which is known as steric hindrance. Due to steric hindrance, it has the bond angle 111.7. 111.7. Okay. Now, we may take now the nomenclature of ethers. So, we are taken that is a common name and IUPAC name. Now, a common name is always a common name is ending with the ethers. For IUPAC name, we are called alkoxy-alkane. So, if we are taking the first example, CH3O, CH3. What is a common name? It is methyl and methyl ether. So that dimethyl ether. So, it is a common name dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether. Now, in the case of IUPAC name, what we do? First, we separate the alkyl group. Now, for IUPAC name, it is alkoxy-alkane. Alkoxy-alkane. Which one is considered as alkane? The longest carbon chain. Longest carbon chain is considered as alkane. Then lower number of carbon chain is considered as alkoxy. Now, here it is same number of carbon. So, anyone may be taken as alkoxy, another one alkane. So, that here methyl plus oxy, methoxy. Then, it has only one carbon, so that we may call this alkane, methane. So, it is a IUPAC name, methoxy methane. Methoxy methane. Likewise, we may take the second one. Okay. Here it is CH3O, CH2, CH3. Now, there are two types of alkyl group. One is a methyl group and here ethyl group. Consider the longest carbon chain is considered as a alkane. The lowest carbon chain is considered as alkyl plus oxy, alkoxy. So, we may take it is alkoxy, methyl plus oxy, methoxy. What is that? Methoxy, then it is ethane. So, the IUPAC name methoxy ethane. Then the common name, what is that here? It is ethyl and methyl. So, by alphabet we are take ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether. Then we may take this third one. Here it is CH3O, CH2, CH2, CH3. Then find out the IUPAC name. Okay. Here it is a lower alkyl group and it is the longest alkyl group. So, it is 1 and 2 and 3. So, it is the longest carbon chain and the functional group attached to the carbon should be a least number. So, that it is 1. Now, it is 1 methoxy. 1 methoxy 3 carbon, so that it is propane. So, that it is 1 methoxy propane. 1 methoxy propane. Then we may take the fourth one here CH3O, CH, CH3 and CH3. Now find out the common name and IUPAC name for the compound. Then here methyl, then it is a name isopropyl. So methyl isopropyl ethers. methyl isopropyl ether. Now, IUPAC name. Now, find out the longest carbon chain. It is the longest carbon chain, and here it is 1 and 2, 3. So, at the second position, methoxy group is attached, so that it is known as 2-methoxypropane. 2-methoxypropane. Likewise, for aliphatic ethers, we may give that naming. Now, for aromatic ethers, so it is for aromatic. And for aromatic ether, what do you mean by aromatic? Benzene and its derivatives are called as aromatic. So, a benzene group is attached with oxygen, and here it is CH3. Then, what is a compound? And the compound is anisole. What is that? Anisole. It is a special name. So, C6H5OCH3 is called as anisole. Then what is the IUPAC name for this anisole? It is methoxybenzene. So, the IUPAC name, it is methoxybenzene. Methoxybenzene is the IUPAC name. The same way, the sixth one here, C6H5OC2H5. Now, instead of CH3, here it is C2H5. Then, the common name, it is phenol. What is it? It is phenol. So, it is a phenol is a special name. Now, it is a IUPAC name. It is ethoxy and benzene. So, we are called as ethoxybenzene. Ethoxybenzene. Okay. Now, the seventh one here, C6H5 and O, and here it is C6H5. Then it is diphenyl ether. Diphenyl ether, common name, and IUPAC name phenoxybenzene. Most of the students are mistake here. It is not benzyl plus oxy, benzene plus oxy, so that it is benzoxy. It is not like that. It is phenyl group and oxy, so phenoxybenzene. So that here the IUPAC name, that is phenoxybenzene. Phenoxybenzene, not benzoxybenzene. Okay. In entrance phenomenon, we are taking some other names. The first one here, it is cyclic ethers. Okay, the first one here, three-membered cyclic ethers. Three-membered cyclic ethers. Now, the three-membered cyclic ether is called as oxirane. What is that? It is oxirane. Okay. Then, if it is a four-membered ring, here ether, and it is four-membered cyclic ethers. Four-membered cyclic ethers are called as oxetane. So, listen here, oxetane, and here it is oxirane. Then, five-membered cyclic ethers. We are taking like this. It is a five-membered cyclic ether, then it is oxolone. Then, here six-membered cyclic ethers. Six-membered cyclic ethers, then it is oxane. Then, it is seven-membered cyclic ethers. It is seven-membered. So, here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, seven-membered cyclic ethers is known as oxipane. Oxipane. So, it is very important naming for cyclic ethers. And one more ethers is also possible, then it is known as crown ethers. Okay, listen, we are taking a crown ethers. So, what do you mean by crown ethers? It contains at least 4 oxygen or more. then we may call this crown ethers. So here oxygen and oxygen and oxygen and oxygen. Now it is attached with alkyl group. These are all considered as crown ethers. This is crown ethers. So here oxygen and here oxygen and here oxygen and here oxygen. So these are considered as crown ethers. Now naming the crown, we are taking any one. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the ring is made up of 12 membered. So that it is 12 crown. And how many oxygen atom is there? Then it is a 4. So 12 crown 4. Likewise, we may naming that the crown ethers. Okay. Now we may take the next one, that is the preparation methods of ethers. So we may take the preparation method. Preparation methods of ethers. The first preparation method, it is intermolecular dehydration of alcohol. So it is intermolecular dehydration of alcohol. So what do you mean by intermolecular dehydration? Inter means between two molecules. Intra is nothing but within the molecule. Inter means between two molecules. Dehydration is nothing but removal of water. Removal of water. So removal of water from two molecules of alcohol is nothing but intermolecular dehydration. Okay. The first preparation method is intermolecular dehydration of alcohol. Now we are taking an alcohol molecule, that is CH3, CH2, OH, and one more molecule CH3, CH2, OH. Now between two molecules we are removing one water molecule, is nothing but dehydration and intermolecular. So in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin, we are removing a water molecule. So that here CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. So we are getting the ether, it is CH3, CH2O and CH2, CH3. So it is intermolecular dehydration of alcohol, then we are getting that ethers. If we are taking only one molecule, suppose we are take CH3, CH2OH, then the same thing in presence of concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin. Then here it reacted with only one molecule, then here it is a alpha carbon. What do you mean by alpha carbon? Next to functional group. Alcohol is a functional group. Next to the functional group is nothing but alpha carbon. So from that alpha we are removing that OH, and next to alpha then it is nothing but beta. So from a beta carbon we are removing that hydrogen. So we are removing water molecule within one molecules. So here one OH and here one H. So dehydration within the molecule, which is known as intramolecular dehydration leads to alkene. Intermolecular dehydration leads to ethers. Now this method is suitable for only simple ethers. What do you mean by simple ethers? That is alkyl groups are same. what we do that if we are taking a mixed ethers? We are taking here, that is CH3OH and C2H5OH. Now, in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin, what is the product? We are using that two types of alcohol. Two types of alcohol at 413 Kelvin, what is the product? Yes, you are right. Only dehydration, correct? It is dehydration. So, what is the product? CH3O and C2H5. If you are doing like this, it is a correct one, CH3O, C2H5. But it is not the only product. Other than that, we are taking 2 molecules of methyl alcohol. If you take 2 molecules of methyl alcohol, what is the product? Here CH3O, again CH3. So, dimethyl ether is also the product, correct? So, here it is CH3O and CH3, dimethyl ether is also the product. Now, if you are taking 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol like this, diethyl ether is also a product. So, one more product, what is it? Here C2H5O and C2H5. Okay. So, if you are taking the mixtures of alcohol, that is unsymmetrical alcohol, we are getting 3 products. One is ethyl methyl ether or methoxyethane, dimethyl ether or methoxymethane, and diethyl ether ethoxyethane. So, we are getting the mixtures of ether. Mixture of ether if you are taking 2 types of alcohol. So, it is suitable only for a simple ether like this. Simple ether is nothing but same alkyl group. Here CH3, CH2 and CH2, CH3. So, it is R is equal to R dash. So, this intermolecular dehydration of alcohol is applicable only for simple ether. If we are going to mixed ether, we are getting the mixtures of ethers. So, it is not suitable method to prepare the mixed ethers. Okay. The second method is most important one. It is Williamson synthesis. And what is Williamson synthesis? One alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide. We are getting a ether. So, here a alkyl halide, it is a alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide. So, alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide. Then removal of Na and X, then we are getting ROR plus NaX is Williamson ether synthesis. And here the Williamson ether synthesis follows SN2 mechanism. Why it is SN2? We may see in detail. So, suppose if the alkyl halide is a primary, so we are taking primary alkyl halide. What do you mean by primary? A functional group attached a carbon which contains only one alkyl group is known as primary. Or simply a functional group is attached a carbon, that is alkyl group, which is attached with only one carbon group. Suppose we are taking, that is carbon, carbon and carbon and carbon like this. Here carbon and only carbon. Now, this is a carbon is attached with only one carbon, so that it is a primary. Then this is a carbon is attached with 1 and 2, 3 and 4, so that it is quaternary carbon. Now, this is a carbon is attached with 2 other carbon, so that it is a secondary. It is a secondary carbon. Now, here C and that, here it is C. So this is a carbon is attached with the 3 other, 1 and here 2 and 3, so that it is called as tertiary carbon. So if it is a primary, a carbon is attached with the other 1 carbon. Secondary, a carbon is attached with the 2 other carbon. Tertiary, a carbon is attached with the 3 other carbon. Quaternary, a carbon is attached with the 4 other carbon, then it is known as quaternary. Okay. Now here SN2 mostly favors primary. SN2 mechanism is nothing but bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction occurs or most favorable for primary. If it is tertiary, then it is SN1. Now what happens when primary alkyl halide and primary alkoxide is reacted? Suppose we are taking a primary alkyl halide, that is CH3Br, is reacted with, that is CH3CH2ONA. Then what is the product? Now it is a primary carbon and it is also primary alkoxide. So just Br and Na is removed. So we are getting the normal ether. It is CH3, then it is CH2OCH3 plus NaBr. So both are primary, no problem at all. Okay. Now instead of primary carbon, we are take, that is primary alkyl halide CH3Br, and tertiary alkoxide we are take, that is CH3 and CH3 and here CH3 and ONA. So this is the tertiary and this is the primary. So primary alkyl halide is treated with the tertiary alkoxide. Then we are getting a ethers. We are getting ether Na and Br. So we are getting CH3 and CH3 and CH3 and OCH3. Then the reverse. What is the reverse? Tertiary alkyl halide is reacted with primary alkoxide. We are not getting a ether. We are not getting a ether. Instead of ether, we are getting a alkene is a product. Okay. So we are taking the next one. It is tertiary alkyl halide, and so here the most important tertiary alkyl halide, that is CH3C and CH3Br and that CH3. So it is tertiary alkyl halide with primary alkoxide. So it is tertiary alkyl halide and primary alkoxide. It is on heating. What is the product? And here also Na and Br we are getting, that is a ether. It is not like that. Here, that is, make a note, here we are getting a alkene instead of ethers. Instead of ether, here we are getting a alkene, so that here Br is removed, so we are get CH3C double bond CH2 and CH3, and H is removed and Br is removed, so we are making a double bond. And the next one, here the hydrogen and that CH3ONA is reacted and form that CH3OH plus NaBr. NaBr. Listen, here Na and Br. So NaBr is removed as it is. And after that, what will happen? Here, one of the hydrogen. So here, what is that? CH3, it is a CH2H for our convenience. So CH2H, here there is a hydrogen and CH3O. So we are getting methyl alcohol. And so Br is already removed, so that it is getting a positive charge, so that the bond is going to here, so we are getting a alkane. So it is very, very, very important for Williamson ether synthesis. So here for Williamson ether synthesis, alkyl halide, primary alkyl halide, primary alkyl halide is reacted with any other, that is primary or tertiary alkoxide, tertiary alkoxide, then we are getting a ethers. We are getting a ether is a product. Then instead of primary alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. So the alkyl halide is tertiary, then it is reacted with any alkoxide, any alkoxide, then we are getting a alkene, not a ether. So only primary alkyl halide, primary alkyl halide is reacted with the alkoxide, we are getting ether. Now the same way for anisole preparation, Williamson ether synthesis is also used to prepare anisole. Suppose we are getting a anisole. What is that anisole? It is C6H5OCH3. By Williamson ether synthesis, what are the reactant? What are the reactant for anisole preparation? There are two possibilities. One is the first one. What is that? Here, the first one, it is C6H5ONA and CH3Br. So Na and Br is removed, then we are getting C6H5OCH3. Then the second possibility is, that is C6H5Br plus CH3ONA. Here also the same possibility, Na and Br, then we are getting C6H5OCH3. In both cases, we are removing NaBr and NaBr. So, which one is correct? Make sure that. Do you know resonance? You know that. What is that here? Among these, which one is correct reaction? It is primary, no doubt at all. Primary alkyl halide. So if it is a Williamson, primary alkyl halide gives ether. So the first option is correct. Because if you are taking here, it is not a primary one. It is a secondary or tertiary. Okay. Now here one more concept, that is C6H5ONA and C6H5Br. In the case, this is phenyl group, here Br, and the carbon and Br bond. So here what will happen here? Br is directly attached with the benzene nucleus. When any alkyl halide or whatever the component is directly attached with the benzene nucleus and the bond become short and strong bond. Short and strong bond. So CBr bond is a short and strong bond and also making a double bond character. So it will be donate and making a double bond character. So it is double bond character. Double bond character. So due to this short and strong bond and also a double bond character, we can't able to cleave the bond. It is not possible. So that here the best option to prepare anisole is sodium phenoxide is treated with methyl iodide gives anisole. It is correct. It is wrong. Okay. Why? Because the CBr bond in bromobenzene is not easily cleaved because of double bond character and also it is a very short and strong bond. Okay. Then next, one more preparation method is the methylation of alcohol. Methylation of alcohol. So we are taking a alcohol. What is it? Ethyl alcohol, CH3, CH2OH. When it is treated with CH2N2 in presence of HBF4. Now, what is CH2N2? CH2N2 is diazomethane. So it is new one, I think. So it is diazomethane. So just a addition reaction. So when methyl alcohol or ethyl alcohol is treated with diazomethane, then just CH2 is added here and nitrogen is removed. So that we are get CH3, CH2O, CH3 plus N2. So we are getting ethyl methyl ether. So there are three preparation methods. One is dehydration of alcohol. It is follows intermolecular dehydration. Intramolecular dehydration, we are getting alkene. Then second one, Williamson ether synthesis. In Williamson ether synthesis, remember primary alkyl halide gives ether. If it is tertiary alkyl halide, then we are getting a alkene, not a ether. Then the third one, methylation of alcohol by using diazomethane. Now we may take physical properties. Physical properties. So in physical properties, the first one we are take solubility. And you know that solubility is dependent the compound is polar or not. If a polar solute is dissolved in polar solvent. So polar solute, if you are taking a polar solute is dissolved in polar solvent. Polar solvent. Now the ether is polar or not. We want to identify ether is polar or not. So what is the ether? It is R, O, R dash. And you know that here carbon and oxygen and here carbon, oxygen. So you know that electronegativity concepts. Oxygen has more electronegative than carbon. Oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So what will happen? The bond pair of electron will move towards oxygen so that the bond become polar. It is a polar component. So if it is a polar component, it is soluble in polar solvent. Polar solvent is like water. So it is soluble in water because it is the polar solvent. It is a polar solvent. Okay. Now the second one we are take melting point and boiling point. If you are take a melting point and boiling point, okay, now we may compare that alkane. RH is nothing but alkane. Then we are take ether, RO, R dash. So comparing alkane and ether, which one is highest melting point and boiling point? Now it is a non-polar, then it is a polar. So that a polar component has highest melting point than that of non-polar because here it is non-polar, then it is a polar. Okay, and the next one, if you are taking the alcohol and ether, we may compare the melting point and the boiling point between alcohol and ether. So here we are take ether, R, O, R dash and R, O, H. Comparing ether and alcohol, which one has highest melting point and boiling point? Listen, here alcohol shows highest melting point and boiling point than that of ether. Why? Because there is a possibility of intermolecular hydrogen bond. It is very important one mark. Here alcohol makes intermolecular hydrogen bond. So here ROH and here HOR and here it is HO and R. So here there is a possibility of making intermolecular hydrogen bond. So it is nothing but intermolecular molecular hydrogen bond. So, the intermolecular hydrogen bond is possible only in alcohol, so that it shows highest melting point and boiling point than that of ether. If it is ether, ether cannot shows intermolecular hydrogen bond. So, here ROR and here ROR. So, there is no possibility of making intermolecular hydrogen bond. So, that here comparing alcohol, alcohol has highest melting point and boiling point than that of ether. Comparing alkane, ethers are highest melting point and boiling point because it is polar nature. Now, we may take the chemical properties. Listen, the chemical properties is classified into two types. One is nucleophilic substitution and another one electrophilic substitution. So, the first one we are take, it is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. And in this first one is reaction with HBr or HI. Reaction with HBr or HI. Okay. Now, generally, ethers are chemically inert. Ethers are chemically inert. So, it is reacted only with HBr at HI. Why? Because HI is the strongest acid and HBr and HCl and HF. So, these are all a strong acid. So, the inert nature of ether is get protonated easily by a strongest acid. Easily protonated by a strongest acid. So, we are taking that is CH3, then O and CH3 is reacted with HI. No doubt at all, here one hydrogen is jointed with OH and another one iodine is jointed with CH3. So, that if it is a simple ether, there is no problem at all. We are getting here H and here I. So, what is the product? CH3OH and CH3I. CH3I. Okay. Now, if you are taking unsymmetrical ether, it is unsymmetrical ether. What is it? Here CH3O, CH2 and CH3 is reacted with one molecule of HI. What is the product? Then here there are two possibilities. It may be cleaved here and hydrogen is here, methyl alcohol and ethyl iodide, or otherwise it may be cleaved here, ethyl alcohol and methyl iodide. So, what is the perfect product? So, make a note here, the negative part, here it is a negative part. So, the iodine is preferentially attacked with lower number of carbon. Iodine is preferentially attacked with lower number of carbon. So, it is very important to note this halide ion is preferentially attacked with lower number of carbon. So, here the halide ion, so halide ion goes to here and O here, so the bond cleavage is occur like this. So, the best product is CH3I and CH3 CH2OH. CH3 CH2OH. So, methyl iodide and ethyl alcohol is a product. Methyl iodide and ethyl alcohol is a product. Okay. Now, if you are taken, that is, a ether contains tertiary. Here CH3 and C, CH3 and CH3 and O and CH3. It is reacted with HI. Then what is the product? Find out the product. Here, if it is in this nucleophilic substitution with HI, it is very important. Then here, if it is a tertiary, and you know that is a tertiary carbon, and here it is a primary, and tertiary alkyl group is present, tertiary alkyl group is present, then the product is tertiary iodide. So iodine is attacked with the tertiary carbon because tertiary carbocation is most stable than primary. And if you do the mechanism, we can easily identify. So first we may write the product, and after we may do the mechanism. So the product is here, what is that? CH3 and C and CH3 and CH3 and here I and CH3OH. Just now I am talking if a halide is there, halide ion attack with lower number of carbon. But here the halide ion attack with a higher number of carbon if the tertiary alkyl group is present. What we do that? For that we are taking the mechanism. If you are taking a tertiary alkyl halide, ether contains tertiary alkyl group CH3, C, CH3, O, CH3 and here CH3. So ether containing tertiary alkyl group and primary alkyl group. When it is reacted with HI. So HI is a strongest acid. It is a strongest acid. So etherical oxygen get protonated. So what is that product? Here it is H plus is added here. So we are getting CH3, C and CH3 and CH3, O plus and H and CH3. So in this intermediate, oxygen is a positive, so that it is called as oxonium ion. Oxonium ion. Now it follows two types of reaction. The first one, if we cleaved here, we are cleaving here, then what is it? Carbocation is formed. It is tertiary carbocation. Tertiary carbocation. So we may cleave here. What will happen? We are getting CH3, C plus and CH3 and CH3 plus methyl alcohol, CH3OH. CH3OH. Now if we are cleaving here, so it is A type cleavage. Then now it is the B type cleavage. When B type cleavage is there, then we are getting, what is that? Methyl cation, CH3 plus and here that is CH3, C, CH3 and OH and that CH3. It is tertiary butyl alcohol and methyl carbocation. Among this carbocation, it is methyl carbocation, and here it is tertiary carbocation. It is tertiary carbocation. Then it is primary carbocation. What is the stability of carbocation? So stability of carbocation is tertiary, then secondary and primary. So which one is most stable? Tertiary carbocation is most stable. So there is a possibility of tertiary carbocation. After that the iodine get attacked. So we are getting CH3, C, CH3, I and CH3. So it is a mechanism. So when a ether containing tertiary alkyl group and primary alkyl group, then the product is tertiary butyl iodide is the product. Now it is on reaction with iodide. So what is that? Here we are getting CH3I. So here it is not easily possible because primary carbocation is least stable than that of this tertiary carbocation. So the product is tertiary butyl iodide. Tertiary butyl iodide. Okay. And the second one, that is with auto-oxidation. Auto-oxidation. Ether cannot be stored in the open air. If it is stored in open air, then it will be get exploded and become, that is peroxide formation. Suppose we are taking ether, listen, CH3, CH2, O, CH2 and CH3. Now, it is reacted with the atmospheric oxygen and form that peroxide. All peroxides are explosive nature, so that ether cannot be stored in open air. So, the two types of peroxides are formed. Here CH3, CH2, O and CH2, CH3. It is diethyl peroxide. It is a peroxide bond. And one more product is formed here. It is CH3, CH2 and O, CHO and OH and CH3. Then two type of peroxide. One is diethyl peroxide and the second one here ethoxy ethyl hydroperoxide. So it is one, so one ethoxy ethyl hydroperoxide. So just it is a peroxide, then it is known as hydroperoxide. Hydroperoxide. So there are two types of peroxide is formed. They are explosive in nature. And the next one diethyl ether, that is CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. Diethyl ether is reacted with chlorine. It is reacted with chlorine in dark condition. In dark condition. So what will happen here? And you know that it is a functional group. And next to functional group it is alpha. Next to alpha it is beta. So it is alpha and beta. And the same way it is also alpha. So we classify it is alpha dash and it is beta dash. So in presence of dark condition, the alpha hydrogen is replaced, not a beta hydrogen. So the product is CH3, CHCl and O, CHCl and CH3. So what is the name? Alpha dash dichloro diethyl ether. So it is alpha dash dichloro diethyl ether. Dichloro diethyl ether. What happens in presence of sunlight? And the same chlorine in presence of sunlight. HNO is nothing but sunlight. Now, in presence of sunlight, all alpha and beta hydrogen is replaced. Now, here CH2 becomes CCl2, CH3 becomes CCl3. So that we are getting, that is C2Cl5 and O and C2Cl5. So it is C2H5 and C2H5. Instead of hydrogen, we are getting Cl. So C2Cl5 bond O and C2Cl5 is a product. Then it is perchloro diethyl ether. Perchloro diethyl ether is a product. Okay. And the fourth one. We are taking the fourth one, diethyl ether, CH3, CH2O and CH2, CH3. Then it is on hydrolysis in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. So remember, in the preparation method, dehydration also we are using sulfuric acid. And here hydration is also we are using sulfuric acid. So here the cleavage is occur here. Hydrogen is goes to here. So what is that? Here hydrogen. And here that is OH. So CH3, CH2OH, CH3, CH2OH. So we are get 2 molecule of ethyl alcohol. 2 molecule of ethyl alcohol is a product. It is on hydration. And the fifth one, we are take that is diethyl ether, CH3, CH2O and CH2, CH3. When it is reacted with the PCl5, this is a nucleophilic substitution, so that here 1 chlorine and here 1 more chlorine. In this PCl5 we are removing 2 chlorine, so that we are getting CH3, CH2Cl, CH3, CH2Cl, so that 2 molecule of CH3 and CH2Cl. Okay. Now remaining, it is oxygen alone and 2 chlorine is removed, so PCl3. So PCl3 plus O, then it is POCl3. So phosphorus oxychloride are known as phosphoryl chloride. Okay. So this is the product. And the next one, if you are taking that is diethyl ether, CH3, CH2O and CH2, CH3. It is treated with CH3COCl, is known as acid chloride or known as acetyl chloride in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. Anhydrous zinc chloride. So here what is the product? Listen, we may cleaved here and the chlorine is cleaved here, so that this part is going to here and the chlorine is going to here. So what is it? CH3, CH2O, COCH3. So we are getting esters. So CH3, CH2O and COCH3, and remaining it is CH3, CH2Cl. CH3, CH2Cl. So it is COO group, then it is ester. Not ether, it is ester. If it is ether, only oxygen. Ester, it is O and CO group. O and CO. Now, here, what is a ester? Then it is ethyl and it is acetate. So that it is ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate are called as ethyl ethanoate. Ethyl ethanoate. So ester, it is a UPAC name and it is a common name. So ethyl acetate and ethyl ethanoate is the product. Okay. Now we are take aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction. Aromatic electrophilic substitution. What do you mean by aromatic? Benzene and its derivatives. So that it is the reactions of anisole. Anisole only which contains aromatic group. So we are taking aromatic group, that is anisole. C6H5 OCH3 is anisole. Now this anisole is orthopara directing group or meta directing group. We want to analyze here. And benzene group is attached with oxygen. Oxygen contains 2 lone pair. We are already discussed. Now here any lone pair is present which is attached on that benzene group, then it may act as ortho and para. So what is that ortho here? So here ortho. Ortho means 1, 2 position. So here 1 and it is 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2 positions are called as ortho. Now para means 1, 4 position on that benzene. So here it is 1 and 4 position. 1 and 2 position. These are called as ortho. These is 2 are attached, then it is called as para. Now here this is an activating group. So what is that activating group? Listen, if you are taking a benzene nucleus. So here the bond and OCH3 and there will be a lone pair. Now what will happen here? The lone pair will move on benzene nucleus, so that the negative charge will be created here. So the bond is moving here and the bond is moving here. So we are getting a resonating structure here double bond O plus and CH3, it is a negative charge. It is undisturbed bond. So, the negative charge is created at ortho position. Now, it is on resonating structure. The bond is going to here. The bond is going to here. So, what happened? Here, that is C6H5 O plus and CH3 and negative charge and the bond. So, the negative charge will be created on para position. It is the fourth position. Now, it is moving here and it is moving here. So, the resonating position, it is C6H5 and the bond is negative, and here the bond and double bond O plus and CH3. So, it is the second position. It is nothing but ortho. So, here what will happen if you are taking a electrophile? If you are taking electrophile, and you know that electrophiles are electron deficient component making a positive charge. So that if you take the electrophile, we are take Br plus bromonium ion and NO2 plus, it is also nitronium ion. These are all electrophile, and this is a positive species. So, the positive species may attack the negative charge on the benzene ring. So, where the negative charge will be created on benzene ring. So, the negative charge will be created on the second position and also fourth position, and it is nothing but a second position. So, the electrophilic attack may be in that second position or that fourth position, or it is a second position. So, anisole, the OCH3 group is ortho para directing group. The electrophile bromonium ion and NO2 plus nitronium ion may be attacked with the negative charge on the benzene nucleus. Then here the negative charge will be created on second and fourth position, and 1, 2 position and 1, 4 position, they are called as ortho and para. So that this OCH3 group is considered as ortho para directing group, are called as activating group. So listen here. So this OCH3 group is ortho and para directing group. They are called as one more. It is activating group. Activating group. Okay. Now we may take the electrophilic substitution. So the first one we are take anisole. Here OCH3. Then it is reacted with bromine. It is reacted with bromine. What is the product? We are getting ortho bromo anisole. Here OCH3 and Br. It is ortho bromo anisole. And one more, it is para bromo anisole. It is O and here Br. So, ortho-bromo anisole and para-bromo anisole is a product. The same way, the second one, nitration. What is that? Nitration. What is nitration? Here we are taking the reagent, it is concentrated nitric acid. Concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. So, these are all nitrating agents. Then that will be produces the electrophile. It will be produces the electrophile NO2 plus nitronium ion. So, here HNO3. So, listen, HO and NO2 is nothing but nitric acid, HNO3. Now, it is HSO4 is nothing but sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Now, what is it here? OH and H is removed as water. Now, OH minus is removed. So, H plus is removed. So, OH minus is removed, then NO2 plus is created. So, what is that? NO2 plus is nothing but it is nitronium ion and that OH minus ion. So, the product NO2 plus nitronium ion and water. And one more, it is HSO4 minus. SO4 minus is a product. So this nitronium ion is attack the benzene nucleus at ortho and para position. So on nitration, so anisole OCH3, it is treated with concentrated HNO3 and concentrated sulfuric acid. Then we are getting two products. So what is that? Here OCH3 and here NO2. Ortho nitroanisole, and one more product here OCH3 and here NO2 paranitrophenol, paranitroanisole. Among these, which one is most stable? Generally it experiences steric interaction, but it does not have steric interaction, so that paranitroanisole is the most stable product. And one more reaction, the most important, it is a Friedel-Crafts reaction. Friedel-Crafts reaction. Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay. What is it, Friedel-Crafts? There are three types of reaction in Friedel-Crafts. Friedel-Crafts, alkylation and acylation and benzoylation. Now we are taking anisole C6H5 OCH3. And if it is a Friedel-Crafts, remember it is a anhydrous AlCl3 in presence of CS2. And it is alkylation. Alkylation means it is CH3Cl. So Friedel-Crafts alkylation, it means when anisole is reacted with methyl chloride in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Then it is known as Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Now, what is the product? And here it is Cl minus and here it is a CH3 plus. So, what is the electrophile here? Generally, positive charged species are called as electrophile. So, CH3 plus is called as electrophile. So, the CH3 group is an electrophile, is maybe attacking with the second position or maybe the fourth position. So, we are getting C6H5 and OCH3, and here there is a CH3, and one more product C6H5 and OCH3, and here CH3. So it is a name, listen, it is considered as toluene, then it is anisole. No, so here the naming, it is 1, it is the first preference, and here it is 2. So 2-methoxytoluene is a product. So it is 2-methoxytoluene. 2-methoxytoluene. Because CH3 is attached with the benzene compound, we are considered as the highest priority. So what is it? It is a toluene. Now it is 4-methoxy. So 4-methoxytoluene. So 4-methoxytoluene is a product. The same way when it is treated with CH3COCl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So it is also Friedel-Crafts reaction. It is methyl group is attached, so that we know that it is methylation. Methylation. Now here it is Cl minus and CH3CO plus. And CH3CO plus is nothing but acetyl group. So it is Friedel-Crafts acetylation. Friedel-Crafts acetylation. So this CH3CO group is reacted at ortho and para position. So the product is, it is C6H5 OCH3 and COCH3 plus C6H5 OCH3 and here it is a COCH3. Okay. Now what is the name? Here listen, it is C6H5 COCH3 is known as acetophenone. So 2-methoxyacetophenone and here 4-methoxyacetophenone. So that here it is methoxyacetophenone. Methoxyacetophenone. It is 2-methoxy and here it is a 4-methoxyacetophenone is the product. Now, what are the uses? Uses of diethyl ether C2H5, O and C2H5. So, the first one, it is used as a solvent in organic compounds. And the second one, it is used as a refrigerant. What is it? Refrigerant. It is as a coolant. And the next one, it may act as a anesthetic. What is that? Anesthetic. And you know that anesthetic, loss of sensation. Loss of sensation. There are two types of anesthetic, maybe local anesthetic and general anesthetic. Local anesthetic means a particular part become loss of sensation. And whole body get loss of sensation, then it is a whole body or that is a general anesthetic. So, diethyl ether may act as a solvent and a refrigerant and anesthetic. And one more, we are take anisole, C6H5OCH3. Anisole, the most uses, it is a precursor of perfumes. So, it is a precursor in perfumes. And also it is some pharmaceutical uses or it is the medicinal uses. So, it is used in the perfumes and the medicinal uses. Okay. Now, we may take that the bug-baclosin. And in some cases, we are taking the bug-baclosin. Here, the glycine is from ethanol and 2-methylpentane. Prepare this compound. 2-methyl-2-ethoxypentane. First, find out the structure. It is pentane. What is a pentane? It is 5 carbon. It is a 5 carbon. Okay. And here, give the number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, it is pentane, 5 carbon. And it is 2-methyl-2-ethoxy. It is a second position. So, here it is a methyl group, CH3, 2-methyl and 2-ethoxy. What is that ethoxy? Ethyl plus oxy. So, that O C2H5. Then it is a compound CH3 and CH2 and CH2CH3. So, we want to prepare this compound. 2-methyl-2-ethoxypentane from ethanol and 2-methylpentane. Ethanol and 2-methylpentane. Now, here it is 2-methyl-ethanol. What is that? Here that is CH3 and CH2OH. And 2-methylpentanol. It is pentane, that is a carbon. And here that is a 5 carbon, it is 2-methyl, it is pentanol. So, here 2-methyl-2-pentanol. So, that here methyl group and here OH group. So, 2-methyl-2-pentanol CH3 and here CH2 and CH2 and CH3. From this we want to prepare this. And remember, what is this type of reaction? It is primary alcohol and it is tertiary alcohol. So, primary alcohol and tertiary alcohol, you know that it is a Williamson synthesis. When primary alkyl halide is treated with tertiary alkoxide, then we are getting a ether. Correct? Listen, if it is a tertiary alkoxide is treated with primary alkyl halide, then we are getting a ether. The reverse one, we are getting that alkene. So that first it is treated with PCl5. So we are getting a halide. So what is it? CH3, CH2Cl. So CH3, CH2Cl, ethyl chloride. Then it is treated with sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, then the OH group is removed by this Na. So, we are get that is CH3, then thrice CONA. So, it is tertiary alkoxide and primary alcohol, primary alkyl halide, then we are getting the product. We are getting that product. So this ethanol is treated with the PCl5 ethyl chloride, and this tertiary alcohol is treated with the NaOH, and it will be gives alkoxide. We are getting that the alcohol. So it contains primary and also that tertiary. Now anisole. When anisole is treated with the tertiary butyl chloride, then what is the product? So you know that it is a anisole. It is anisole, O and CH3. Then what is that tertiary butyl chloride? What is a tertiary butyl chloride? It is a CH3, C and CH3 and CH3 and Cl. It is tertiary butyl chloride. Now it is butyl chloride in presence of AlCl3. So in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 is nothing but Friedel-Crafts reaction. It is a Friedel-Crafts reaction. So Friedel-Crafts reaction. So Friedel-Crafts reaction, it is electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution occurs at ortho and para position, and it is a bulkier group, so that here at ortho there is a steric hindrance. So it will be attack only that para position. So the A is, what is that? Here C6H5 O CH3 and C CH3 and CH3, and here it is CH3. Now so that it is A. It is the compound A. Now compound A is treated with chlorine. Compound A is treated with chlorine. So again chlorine in presence of AlCl3, or it is FeCl3. It is also Friedel-Crafts. Now Friedel-Crafts reaction occurs at ortho and para position only in that activating group. So Friedel-Crafts reaction, what is the specialty of Friedel-Crafts reaction is a benzene group is attached with the electron donating group. Electron donating group. So electron donating group is attached with the benzene nucleus, then it will be undergo Friedel-Crafts. Suppose if electron withdrawing group is present, then that is Friedel-Crafts reaction is not possible. So here para position is already attached, only that ortho is remaining, so that the compound B is C6H5 O CH3, and here C CH3 and CH3 and CH3. So Cl will be attached here. Now the third one, it is reacted with the HBr, and it is a nucleophilic substitution. Nucleophilic substitution is occur at this OCH3 group. So here HBr, then it is nucleophilic substitution, so that here HBr, so methyl bromide is removed, and this carbon oxygen bond becomes short and strong, so that it cannot be cleaved. So we are getting the compound C, here OH, and here Cl, and C CH3 and CH3, then it is the byproduct CH3Cl. So it is the compound C, and it is compound B. So compound A and compound B and compound C. Okay. Then the last one, what do you mean by metamers? Metamers are the isomer. It is due to different attachment of alkyl group. Suppose we are taking, that is CH3 and O and CH2, CH3. It is a first compound. It is methyl N-propyl ether. So oxygen is attached with two different group. One is a methyl and N-propyl ether, and it has a molecular formula. What is it? It is C4H10O. So for that molecular formula C4H10O, so 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon and 10 nitrogen, 1 oxygen. We are getting 3 metamers. So the second one here, it is CH3O, CH and CH3 and CH3. It is also the molecular formula C4H10O. But here the attachment of alkyl group is differ. Then it is methyl, here also methyl, but here N-propyl, but here it is isopropyl. So different attachment of alkyl group. on either side of oxygen, which is known as metamers. And one more possibilities is that here it is C2H5O and C2H5. Here C4 and H10 and O. So the organic compound having same molecular formula but different attachment of alkyl group are known as metamers. It is the definition of metamers. And they are asking that here there is 2-methoxypropane as how many metamers? This is 2-methoxy, here 1 and 2, 3. So 2-methoxypropane. So 2-methoxypropane as another 2 isomer which is known as a metamer. So totally here there are 3 metamers are possible for the molecular formula C4H10O. So 3 metamers. Then one more, here it is a ether. When ether is functional isomer with alcohol. So the same molecular formula C4H10O, there are alcohol isomers are possible. What do you mean by metamers? That is different attachment of alkyl group that leads to metamers. Now ethers are functional isomers. Ethers are functional isomer with alcohol. So we are taking the same molecular formula. It is C4H10O. We are already seeing the metamers. Now we are take the alcohol isomers. So we are take the first one here CH3, CH2 and CH2, CH2OH. Then here it is C4H10O. So C4H10O, then it is the name N-butyl alcohol. Then the second one, it is CH3, CH, then CH3, CH2OH. It is also 1, 2, 3, 4 and OH. So C4H10O. So it is the N-butyl alcohol. It is N-butyl alcohol. N-butyl alcohol. And here it is isobutyl alcohol. Isobutyl alcohol. And one more we are taking, that is CH3, then CH, OH and CH2, CH3. Now it is a secondary carbon, so that it is secondary butyl alcohol. Secondary butyl alcohol. So secondary butyl alcohol. And the fourth one, here it is CH3, C and CH3 and CH3 and OH. Now it has tertiary carbon, so that it is tertiary butyl alcohol. Tertiary butyl alcohol. So for the molecular formula C4H10O, there are 4 alcohol isomers. So alcohol isomers are 4 and ether isomers are called as metamers are 3. So there are 7 isomers are possible for the molecular formula C4H10O. Okay. Now, dear students, practice the question in book back. Most of the book back I finished, and hereafter you may practice the one word in MBIP and also that resonance question. So finish the syllabus then and there, then only we get the highest score. Thanking you.